Hi, I'm Spencer Dinwiddie, guard from the Brooklyn Nets, and you're watching Ain't Hard to Tell.
The Sports Walk is back. Watch Season 2 of Backpack Broadcasting's original web series that brings you the opinions of real sports fans. The entire first season and current season are available now on the Sports Walk YouTube channel and Facebook page. Check out the 2017 NYC WebFest official selection and see what other sports fans have to say on the hottest issues in sports today. It's easy. Just take the Sports Walk. It's been 1 year. Unbelievably, it's been a year exactly from the time we are recording this podcast. Since we started the Ain't Hard to Tell podcast, it's a 1 year anniversary that I've been doing a podcast with this guy to my left.
Yes.
Bryan Fonseca.
I should have worn my shirt.
The marriage. Yes, you know what? You didn't wear your shirt. The podcast marriage is over.
But the mugs are back.
The
mugs are back. And the logos, I got them on my laptop. So
everybody can see it once again.
Yeah.
But we're back. It's unbelievably been a year. Ain't Hard to Tell podcast. Dexter Henry, Bryan Fonseca. And like I said, can't believe that it's been 1 year. I mean, the time has just flown.
Yeah, it really has. It really has. And I sort of hinted at this in a tweet, but we've gone through a lot to get to this point. Just like, just adversity that creators usually go through in the beginning of something, trying to break through some barriers that other people try to put in front of you, let's say.
I'm not even gonna, you don't have to hold back on this. We don't have to hold back on that.
Not anymore.
Yeah, nobody's tied or bound to anything for any way to hold back on that. I'll be clear what Bryan's talking about. Look, we started this. Yeah,
I was gonna dance around it a little more, but okay, fine.
No dancing. When we're not gonna give credit to that. We are grateful for when we started a year ago to the place where we were recording.
Mm-hmm.
Very grateful for that. But it appeared that sometimes there were some people there that didn't want us to maybe talk about some of the things we were talking about, messages we were talking about against player protests and things of that nature.
Right.
Curiously after that,
which we're going to talk about today, by the way.
Yeah. Curiously after that, there was an attempt to stop the Ain't Hard to Tell podcast.
Yeah, that did happen. That did happen last year. This is why I said, if only you guys really knew and understood, because that's mainly what it is. Is that.
But we never stopped, and to be clear, when we had a summer break, that had nothing to do with that. In fact, that was the transition to where we are now at Gotham Podcast Studio, and we were just looking for a new space and home to do the things that we have. And
right.
I know a lot of you have said it. For those who watch the podcast, have said they like the setup, and this is actually a newer studio that we are in today.
Yeah.
This is our first time in this newer, larger studio, so you see us back to our original format where we are both next to each other instead of across from each other.
Right.
So I feel like for the
anniversary, I'm still getting adjusted to the new studio, as you can tell if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah, but I think for the anniversary episode, it's good to be back in the way we started.
Yeah, and when we're in this room now, we figured it out. We're gonna be positioned like this pretty much. But back to what we were saying before.
But yes, I was saying that there was attempts, and there were things that Bryan said that maybe a lot of people didn't know behind the scenes, that we were sort of conflicts to us to keep doing the show, but we kept doing it and
consistently.
Still brought in guests,
which was a whole other issue.
Yes, that was another issue too. Yes, there was a problem with us bringing guests into the space of which we had, which was ridiculous. And why I thought
us only, not other shows that are recording there.
Yes.
God, no.
Other people were doing shows there, and it was okay to do that. But what I was thankful for, and I think a lot of credit needs to be given, and I'm glad we were able to say this early, we had, and the people are still involved with the show, just, different capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But, we have a huge thank you to Matthew Faniza, who produced a lot of those episodes. Luis Velez, our director of photography, produced a lot of those episodes. A lot of people and friends who came through and did all those things.
Yeah,
so,
and you guys are allowed to come back.
yeah, and they will be back, and they're still around.
Well, I don't know about Lewis. Matt will be back. I don't know about
show.
Lewis.
Lewis will be back. He's coming back. He better come back. I'm gonna come and get you, Lewis. But no, all those people were very influential in us, putting the work together. A lot of time working in the artwork.
Yeah.
Matt, who made the thumbnails. Lewis, who put out photography. Matthew Panico, who did a lot of stuff behind the scenes with the work and everything there. So all that was extremely instrumental for us getting to where we had. We could not be here, have done anything without those people. Even Astrid, who took tons of pictures for us as well. So many people really helped in the promotion of it, and a lot of people just supported it. We spoke about this in the last podcast. It was your idea to do this podcast. We didn't know where it was going to go or how it was going to grow, but it has. And I like the growth. I think it's grown nicely. I know how you feel about it. And yes, everybody's not going to know everything that went on behind the scenes or all the work that you put in. But hey, guys, when you want to do what you love, as we talked so greatly in the last podcast, and you put your energy into it, good things can happen, and you just got to enjoy doing it. So me, I've enjoyed the process, man. I can't believe it's been a year. It's just flown by so quickly, man. It's flown by so quickly.
Right. Hold on. Come in.
Yeah, we have Astrid who's lurking outside the door.
Yeah, like.
No,
So
it's okay.
what?
Well, you could sit right there.
Yeah. We're just talking about making a year. We actually just mentioned your name because you've helped out on the show.
Well, I mentioned because I saw Astrid peeking through the door.
And now you want to barge in and be disrespectful coming into the door.
Told me come in.
Anyway, but yeah, it's been an interesting first year. Obviously, a lot of people don't sort of relate to what creatives go through in that way. So we definitely had our battles with other people, not with each other.
Yeah, and I think I
think that's the key thing. And back to what you were saying about the break that we had in July, which kind of just happened by design. We didn't plan on doing that ahead of time, but transitional period, looking for a studio because we had to take that step in order to grow. You transitioning into your new job, full time.
Everybody always has to mention that. From you to Michelle when she was up here.
Yes,
I appreciate the love for everybody. So that's good. But it was a transition.
Yeah, and Matt both went on vacation.
Yeah.
Since then, one Matt hasn't been back. He's just been doing thumbnails, and the other one's been back a couple times.
Yeah, but they were all, and even Lewis. Everybody was in this period of transitioning into new things.
Yeah.
And
I was in the doctor a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
So there's
yes,
that.
you were sick with Bryan. No, Bryan was okay. I don't want to make it sound like Bryan was really sick and really in the doctor. He was okay.
I'm a little sick today, so there's that.
Thanks for not telling me this before we started.
I'm
the podcast.
fine.
Now I'm all close to you.
No, I'm
and you're
fine.
Sick. Yo, I swear,
I'm not like
I'm sick
sick
after this, man.
Like the mic is gonna be fine when I finish talking. No one's gonna come up here and just
Yo, I swear, if I'm sick after you guys hear this episode,
I think I got it. I think I got it from Astrid. Actually, I think I got it from you.
Oh, I'm okay. I don't know. I have no.
You know what? We can't have you sick people coming up in this space.
You're actually in front of a mic too.
Yeah, you're gonna get me sick.
Why don't you?
You're gonna get our engineer Miles sick. Like, no. I swear, if I'm sick next week, I'm man.
I think you were first.
You guys are getting all the shade.
I know my dad is sick, so I probably got it from him. Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
What? He's been around sick family.
Yeah. But you know what? It's also flu season. It's also flu season. It's September.
No. I was just sick.
And I'm not like sick. I'm fine. Took a cough drop this morning. You know what I mean?
I like everybody to know this is what people say before they get you sick. This is what they say. Oh, I'm not
They'd be like,
sick.
it's not.
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
but you know what? I've gone through that when I used to be scared of dogs back in the day. When people used to be like, "Oh, it doesn't bite," and then I got bitten. Yeah, that's happened to me before. So you kind of just live with it and whatever. Did I tell you about that time that dog bit me in the ass 3 times when I was 6 years old? That was how I got scared of dogs.
How'd you get bit in the ass 3 times?
I was walking home from getting a haircut. I was with my dad, and this big, really big dog just sniffed me. And then, everyone except me was under the impression that nothing was going to happen. I was scared. And then it bit me, 3 times.
Yeah, dogs, they can sense that fear.
Did you have something in your back pocket that the dog wanted?
My ass.
Yo, the dog sensed your fear, and you got bit.
Speak to the mic. How about that? Why don't you do that?
You want me me to.
Yeah,
You're
Astrid,
sitting
you
in
can
front.
speak on the mic.
You're sitting
don't,
in front of a
Don't be
microphone.
like Greg last week, who Greg was here doing. Greg, who's now done some video for us the last couple of episodes. He just was talking off mic, but you could hear him clearly. That was a good thing. Everybody was able to hear him clearly.
Put it in front of your face. Come
It
on.
was fine.
Oh, I can hear you guys.
That's the point of headphones.
Yeah. See, this is why you're a behind the camera person.
Wow.
No, by choice. By
Wow.
choice. She likes doing production.
Yes, she does.
Put it in front of your face.
Astrid recently, a lot of the photos that we've had, Astrid has done for us recently, so we greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, she finally posted one of the pictures she took of Michael Grady. I've been trying to get her to post these photos because they came out really good. But
They were. I told you they were dope.
Astrid's busy. You know what I mean? She's working and stuff. So.
Yeah, some of us are busy.
Work is tiring, and by the time I get home, it's too late to post. Nobody's gonna look at it. So
Timing is everything with these posts.
oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Especially
but
these algorithms.
She's the one. She put me onto the Instagram algorithm.
yeah,
She told
you
me
got
about
it.
that.
Yeah, I've learned all the stuff and when you should be posting and how you should do that. So that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But it's a year.
Been a year.
Yes, congrats.
Happy Ain't Hard to Tell podcast day. That's officially what September 8th is. You know how we have all those crazy
All right,
days?
now you can start taking photos and videos so you can help us out.
You know how we have all those crazy days? September 8th should now be the Ain't Hard to Tell podcast day.
That's true.
Mark it on your calendars, people.
I think National Waffle Day was recently.
Oh, was it?
I think so.
There's a lot of stupid days, though.
Oh yeah, most of them are stupid.
There's a lot.
You tell me about some of these stupid days.
I'll sound really messed up if I say this one, but
Don't say it.
all right.
Tell me.
Yeah,
Text it to me.
Sounds like it's gonna be bad.
No, I don't. There's so many of them. There's national. I'm not that these are stupid, but just in general, there's so many of them. You have the National Boyfriend Day, Friendship Day, Left-Handers Day, and I'm left-handed, so
I didn't know that.
That one I
Yes,
approve
she
of.
is.
So that one's pretty cool.
We don't need a National Left-Handers Day.
That's rude.
We
but
don't.
Okay.
We don't need one.
We have National Pancake Day.
See, that's unnecessary in my opinion.
Unnecessary?
Yes, because you can have pancakes whenever you want. Why is there only one day
That
where
is
you
true.
can have pancakes?
That
I
is
mean,
true.
I could write with my left hand whenever I want.
I mean,
Why do we have a National Left-Handers Day?
not everyone can write with both hands. I am left-handed because I have a problem in my right hand, so it happens. You know, it can be different situations.
Okay. You're not special.
You sound like a therapist.
I've been to therapy before.
I know that. Maybe you pick some of that up.
Pick some language.
Pick some
up.
language up.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
so,
but
yeah.
it should be a day. Look, this is episode 42. We didn't even say the number.
And hold on. Also, thank you to the guests that we've had.
Yes, we've
I
had
said
a
that with mad
lot
S's.
of great guests.
We've had. Do I want to name one? Because if I name one, then we got to name them all.
and we don't have time to name them all.
Yes, we do. I'm
No.
gonna find a list right now.
We
No, I'm joking.
we had a lot of
But you know,
great
you know
guests.
who you are. We've had some high profile, some that we found diamonds in the rough, undercover.
Some people who are doing work good just like us in the field of journalism and just many other different things.
Yeah.
Some people we didn't think we were going to be able to get that we worked hard
Yeah.
on getting them here.
Athletes, media
Media people. And there's more to come. There's more to come. There's a lot more to come in that. So I'm looking forward to another great year. And I think it just will continue to be great. But this is episode 42.
Yes.
As usual, we always pick an athlete with the number 42. Now, for me, we've already talked about this. We knew this was coming up. There's only one 42.
I still went through the.
There's only
hold on.
one 42.
I agree with you, but I still had to put together the list just to be
You
safe.
didn't have to.
I still had to put together
Why?
the list.
Why waste our
Because
time?
I don't know. What if Yaya Toure is your favorite soccer player ever, and I didn't know that?
I like Yaya Toure. A lot of
figured
love
you
for
did.
Yaya Toure.
I figured you did.
But no, there's only one 42.
Okay, so we
When you
have.
say 42, who do you think of?
What
We
was
all
that?
know who do you think
What was
of.
that, Astrid?
I don't want to say it because I don't want to be wrong.
All right, so don't ruin
yeah,
the game. Hold
don't-
on.
don't be wrong.
Go
So
ahead.
there's
Please
Yaya
don't.
Toure. There's Mariano Rivera. No, you're not moved by that.
He would be my number 2 choice.
Okay, Tony Allen.
Hell no.
I joked about this in our last episode, one of our last episodes, James Worthy, and you were like,
Wait, Tony Allen wore 42 where?
Boston.
Oh, he didn't wear 9 in Boston? No, Rondo's wearing 9. Sorry, there you go.
Yeah,
he didn't wear
yeah.
6. He wore 6.
Rondo number 9 is also a rapper, by the way. James Worthy,
No.
Vin Baker,
Hell no.
Elton Brand,
No.
Kevin Love,
No.
Jerry Stackhouse, and I put James
No.
Worthy again. Damn, I was really trying to get
You
James
were trying
Worthy
to
in
get
here.
James Worthy in here.
Yeah.
No.
Also, Felix Trinidad retired with 42 wins. I just want to
I-
point that
I
out.
am-
I just want
I
to
am
point that out. That's one of the
probably-
first athletes I've ever seen on my screen.
And I know how much he
part
means.
of why
I
part
know-
of why I'm here is watching Felix Trinidad knock out Troy Waters when I was 3 years old.
I love, and you also got bitten ass by a dog when you were 3 years old.
6.
Oh, 6. Okay, 3 years later. Sorry.
So number 42, we know.
I'm never gonna vote for the boxers win total. That's just. I feel like I'm never voting. Maybe there will be one. I'll vote for if the list is that bad.
Floyd Mayweather 50. Nah, you're gonna go somewhere else with 50.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That might. You know what? That might be the number. We'll see when we get there.
There's a 50 in my head right now, but I'm gonna save that. Anyway.
It's not Zach Randolph.
No, that's a good one though.
Okay.
Okay, so 42, Jackie Robinson, right? It has to be Jackie Robinson.
It
right?
has to be Jackie Robinson. If it's
Exactly
not
what I was
Jackie
thinking.
Robinson. Yeah,
Okay,
better
yeah.
have been who you think.
Yeah, I forgot. You know baseball a little bit. That's true.
Yes, don't underestimate me.
Look,
guys.
Get your camera out. Like
It's right here. I just like.
can you let Astrid do the work that she's supposed to do?
Oh God, here we go. All right. Anyway,
Jesus.
so Jerry Stackhouse, we're good, right?
No. Trying to catch me slipping. No.
Jackie Robinson.
It's a Jackie Robinson episode. Miles, what do you think? Jackie Robinson episode? Hey,
yeah.
Miles
Nods
gave the
his
nod.
head.
Miles gave the nod.
Yep, nod of approval.
There we go. That's
So, favorite memories from the past year. I know we've kind of talked about that. We talked about sort of the adversity that we've gone through and things of that nature in order to get to this point.
favorite memories from
But
the
there are
past
some
year.
good things that came about.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I think one of the things that I will always remember about the podcast is I remember when we had to submit the audio to iTunes to get it on, and we had some issues getting it on through our website, through Squarespace, and remember you were there with me and with Matt, and we stayed there for like hours where we were in our old place where we were recording to get it uploaded, just the time we put in, and then we actually picked the song, which is the music for the intro. So we did all that. That was kind of the beginning of it. It was exciting, you know. That was even before September 8th, but for me, that's like a memory that really sticks because it was the beginning of it and all the work and the excitement of what was yet to come. Like once we picked the song, we had the intro, I was like, all right.
I remember actually trying to come up with a name because
Yeah.
I think I told you about the idea for doing this.
I don't think we've spoken about this. The idea behind the name.
I don't think so on the podcast. So it was back in I think May or June. I think May I came up to you and was like, "Yo, we should do this." And then that summer,
I was like, yo, get out of here, man. I was like, yo, get out of my face.
You definitely
Nah,
were not.
I did not say
that. And that spring you started the sports walk,
Yes.
right? And so there was kind of like, perfect timing on that end too, because it was another project that we could work on. Sideline Stories. We were filming a bunch of stuff for that that summer, which is why we didn't start the podcast during the summer. Also because like we were all like moving around a lot during that summer. So it was like sometime in late July or August, we were texting. We were like, all right, we figured out how we want to record it. We figured out where we want to record it, how we want to do it. It was just a matter of coming up with a name.
Right.
And then we were like, damn, you were like, I'm trying to think of something hip hop related. And you threw something out there, a play on words. It was a song by The Roots. And I don't remember which one it was, but I remember it being
Now
The Roots.
I really don't even remember what I might have thrown out there.
It was The Roots one. You were like, I thought of this, but I think we could come up with something better. So then I remember we were just trying to think of something hip hop related for some reason. And then I look on my Spotify. I was listening to a Nas song. I don't remember which one. So then I went to the Nas catalog. I pulled up Illmatic because I was just going to start to look at the track list of albums that I really like. That was the very first one that I came across because that's probably my favorite album.
Me too. Which is something we had in common.
Yeah. So I look at the track list and I'm like, track 10. Oh, it ain't hard to tell. Like, that makes so much sense because we're talking and all this nonsense or whatever. We're big Nas fans. That's your favorite album. That's one of my favorite albums. My favorite artist, your second favorite artist.
Yep.
After Jay-Z. And yeah,
Really?
so that's kind of...
Sorry.
Damn, Ashley hating.
Ash's just like, really?
I have no disrespect against Jay-Z.
He's a lefty like you.
Props to him.
Yeah,
He is?
I
didn't know
I
Jay-Z
tried
was
to-
left-handed.
I tried to bring that back. together.
When I gave him dap that one time I met him, he was right. He gave me right-handed dap, but left-handed dap is also seen as
That
disrespect.
sounds disrespect. He knows that. Most
Yeah.
people know that.
I was also like 13 years old, so that was pretty cool. I was very young. He
that's a
came
great
out of a Nets
experience.
game, and he came like this was in Jersey, and everyone knew where he was coming out from. I don't know if it was like one of those clubs.
This was at the Izod Center?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was one of those clubs that was in that arena. and my brother was like, "Yo, you want to see Jay-Z?" And then he came out, and then he just dapped up a few fans. I just happened to be there, and then it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I got dapped from Jay-Z once too. Yeah.
I think
strong right-handed dap.
Yeah, I didn't wash my hands till like the next morning. So
That's ridiculous. You one of those people, really?
I was joking. Although I was 13, so I probably didn't.
Something tells me I don't believe that. I don't think he was joking.
And the good thing was that American Gangster came out that year, and that was one of his best albums. Because I didn't want Kingdom Come Jay-Z to shake my hand. I wanted American Gangster Jay-Z at least.
Wow.
That was a joke. I'm just joking. I was just joking.
Wow. Wow. No, but that's how Bryan brought to me the name of the podcast.
Right.
He forgot what he was talking about already. But here's the interesting thing, and I thought about this literally yesterday before we recorded this. Mm-hmm. I was listening to a Nas playlist. Actually, I had a Nas playlist on. We're gonna touch on some Nas a little bit later.
Yeah.
Listen to a Nas playlist, and Ain't Hard to Tell came on, and I was the song, and I was thinking, I realized to myself, that was the first rap song I learned, like I knew verse for verse,
word for word.
Wow. Yeah, it's either I believe it's either that or Electric Relaxation for A Tribe Called Quest. Like those are my two songs that really kind of got me into hip hop. But remember when I heard Ain't Hard to Tell, I just wanted to know every word of that song. I used to play, man, I don't even know how many times I listened to that song in my life. Like we're probably at like at least over 1,000 easily.
Yeah.
In terms of plays, like this is when I had Illmatic on cassette.
Right.
I'm showing my age here. Had Illmatic on cassette, and I was just playing it over and over and over. If you probably look at the amount of times I've played it on iTunes, you can't even count the times I played it as a kid.
Yeah.
So that song has always been important to me. So it kind of means a lot in it being the title of the podcast too, because I've always loved that song. Like I said, it was the first song I learned all the way through as a hip hop song that I remember. I mean, there's other songs I probably knew, nursery rhymes and stuff that I was singing back in the day.
You was killing those nursery rhymes?
Yeah. My daughter's killing nursery rhymes right now. Oh, she's killing nursery rhymes. Too much. Killing my ears with it too much.
I think, you know what, you bring up something interesting. I think the first song that I remember word for word. Let me drink some water before I clear my throat. Why don't you filibuster while I do this?
I'm not feeling anything for you. Everybody's going to hear you sip this water. No, but yeah, I love that song.
Maybe I am a little sick. I don't know.
Really, yo, you can't.
So
keep
the
doing
song,
the sick
the
stuff.
song.
No.
Hold on.
No.
I want to get.
You're not going to sidestep the sick stuff. Maybe I'm a little bit more sick than I let on before in the beginning of the podcast. Yeah, cough in that direction. I swear, if I'm sick, man, I'm coming for you.
Yo, here's the thing too. I told my dad to like wait until next week to get me sick, so then I could do the U.S. Open, the fight with Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, no problem.
Thanks, guys. Thanks to the Fonseca family, the sick Fonseca family.
Well, some of us have different last names.
Okay, your family, bunch of sick guys. Now in here getting us all sick, infecting the Gotham podcast studio.
Matter of fact, I'm going to take a cough drop right now.
Cough drop ain't going to save you. You need more than a cough drop right now from what I see.
You need some Dayquil or something.
Yeah, man. You know what's funny? I think I have an emergency in my bag. I'm going to have to give that to you. You're going to have to take that. Anyways, we are totally getting off topic because this guy's sick.
So the first song, right? The first song that I that I remember word for word was One Mic, Nas. Huh. I was 7 years old. When it came out, but I was 8 when the video used to get heavy rotation on MTV and stuff like that, and it used to come on like all the time.
It makes me feel old that this guy mentions One Mic as the song that he learned, and when One Mic came out, if I'm not mistaken, I was a freshman in college.
That was wow, that was a great song. It could have been a
Astrid's my age for those listening. Astrid's my age for those listening. That's why she's like,
that show.
You guys will laugh at the first hip hop song I learned.
What is what is this?
No, I know what it is.
Throw Your Guns by Onyx.
Yes, and she's my age, and she's my age.
You.
That was the first hip hop song I learned, and when he met me, he said, "How in the world do you know this song?"
Well, I'll tell you what. When we go to break, we gotta hear you. We gotta hear you rap some of those lyrics.
Wait, wouldn't YouTube take it down?
No, so when we go to break.
See,
Yeah.
Now I'm all discombobulated.
Yeah, because you're sick. That's why. Because you're sick. That's exactly why. Any other favorite memories from the first year before we take our first break?
I mean, like, no, it's just been really great because, like, you know, there are times where you struggle just internally because, like, I put pressure on myself. I really do. sort of do things the way I want to, deliver things the way I want to, get the message conveyed the way I want to. And obviously we've had times where we put out episodes and then there's links not working and then things like that. And then we had to, the whole thing with iTunes where we had to take down the feed, resubmit it, take down the feed. You know what I mean? Like, we've had definitely a good amount of setbacks in the first year, but I feel like, seeing that August was our best month and now we're in a new studio. August, we got the most downloads that we've gotten in that month than any other month.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I feel like we're trending in the right direction. And now it sounds better. So that's that.
Yeah.
Minus my sickness.
Yeah. Keep that over there. A lot of that goes to just, where we are, just comfortable on the branding, people supporting the gear, whether it be the mugs, the stickers, the shirts. A lot of the stuff we do, there's just been a lot of people supporting. Obviously, people supporting now with Patreon, stuff like that's been good.
Patreon.com/backpackbroadcaster.
Yeah, I've just enjoyed.
Help us.
I've really enjoyed. For me, the memories. I enjoyed all the guests that we've really had and have come through. I just think it's been really fun. Getting Sky Zoo is definitely something that stands out.
That
to
was
me.
one that I thought
him
was
as a
cool.
as a hip hop artist.
And he said he'd come back, so we'll
hopefully trying to get something with that in the future. And we have some guests. Obviously, we had Michelle Yu return. She came on twice.
Yep.
Michelle Yu was the first time and the second time, but the first time was really one of my favorite episodes too to do.
I ran into her at the U.S. Open like 4 times.
Yeah, I told you. It's funny. I texted her yesterday when Nadal had to withdraw from his match, and I was like, gave it a sad face because I was really watching. I watched so many of his matches throughout this tournament, and for him to lose, I know
really
she was
good. I thought he was going to win the whole
thing.
thing.
Me too. I thought so too.
I thought he was going to win the whole thing.
Her being a big Rafa fan, she was disappointed.
Yeah. I still might get her sneakers though.
Yeah, it was pink sneakers. Yeah, keep that away from me with your sickness. No, but that was one of my favorite things. And then we've had a lot of the crazy conversations that we had with Matt and Lewis and you.
Yeah, we talked about the proper way how to send nudes.
Yep.
So that was important. That was a very, very vital conversation.
Also, bathroom etiquette. That was one of my favorite memories.
Yeah, bathroom etiquette. Do you sit when you? Well, no. Do you
that
stand?
That was an interesting one. Actually,
do you stand when you wipe, or do you sit when you wipe?
Yes, that was an interesting topic.
Yeah.
I don't know how that came up or why we decided to
talk
about it.
I heard the Le Batard show talking about it, and then I wanted to ask you guys. And then we ended up me and Lewis especially had a debate about it because I thought he was weird and he thought I was weird because he sits when he wipes and I stand.
I think you're both weird.
TMI? Sorry, new listeners. Welcome to the Ain't Hard to Tell podcast.
Yeah, ain't hard to tell how Bryan wipes his ass. That's what we know now. That's all. That's what we know. Ain't hard to tell Brian's sick also, and it's probably
that's only part.
Sick.
That's only part. There's much more to me than that.
I'd hope so. I hope so, at the least. All right, we're going to take a break. We thank you for joining us. Stick around. We're going to come back, talk a little bit about NFL. Season is back. Do we even care? Also going to talk about Colin Kaepernick and Nike. Kaepernick now has a new deal with Nike, and the NFL won't make money with Colin Kaepernick, but Colin Kaepernick can sure make money with Nike. I find that very interesting. We'll also talk about Eminem versus Joe Budden. I know Bryan is ready for all the spiciness there. We'll talk about that when we come back on the Ain't Hard to Tell podcast. Backpack Broadcasting continues to bring you the best original sports content, but now you can get more of the content you love. For as little as $3 a month, you can get access to bonus content, including behind-the-scenes footage and interviews from the Sports Walk, Sideline Stories, or the Ain't Hard to Tell podcast. All this exclusive content comes via Patreon. There are tiered levels of patronage, and each Backpack Broadcasting patron receives exclusive perks. Your support helps Backpack Broadcasting create more of the original content that you love. Visit Backpack Broadcasting's Patreon page and become a patron today. All right, welcome back to the Ain't Hard to Tell podcast, episode 42, the anniversary episode.
And the Jackie Robinson episode. So we are back. Yeah, and we talked a lot about memories and Bryan being sick and trying to get me sick, which I'm not here for. And he's trying to laugh every
about
time
it.
you say that, every time you say that, I get like phlegm in my throat. Like
a way to confirm more that I'm
blaming you.
All the way sick. All the way sick. Oh man,
Look, man, it's better for content.
No, you're the kind of person that shows up to work sick and gets everybody else sick, and then everybody's looking at you like, "What were you doing?"
You know what? I was gonna say it depends on whether or not if I like the job, but I don't care. Like,
so you don't like me or doing this? That's what this tells me.
No,
he doesn't care.
No. I said what? No, that's not what I said. I said that
kind of what
I
you
was
said.
going to say it would depend on whether or not I like the job, but I'll just show up sick either way. And, y'all gonna have to. But I'm not contagious. I don't have like herpes or something. And if you have herpes, take care of that.
Wow.
What?
All right. When I'm sick next week, I'm gonna take that quote. Remember that.
What's the quote? Which part?
That you're not contagious.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the herpes.
No, the point is about being contagious.
Oh, okay.
Don't get me sick.
Don't get herpes.
Don't get me sick. Thanks for the PSA on herpes. Anyways,
listen, if the Herpes Foundation or whatever wants to, I'll do that as a sponsor.
You gonna do a PSA for them?
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure they'll be glad to do that.
I'll take the money for it.
I'm sure they would. Well, they might not even pay you. They just want you to do these vocals for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sick, guys.
I got a voice for that.
He's really sick.
I got a voice for that. That's fine.
You have a sick voice. That's what I'll say. All right, enough about the sickness. So just keep that over there. Colin Kaepernick.
The day you decide to sit next to me.
Yeah, no. This was all planned by Bryan. For those who don't know, this was all Bryan. I blame all this on Bryan. It's all your fault.
I do a lot of planning.
Yeah.
I'm psychotic.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick back in the news with Nike. Nike unveiled this new ad campaign that ran in the first game of the NFL season, Thursday Night Football, with the Eagles and I don't remember who the Eagles played, which shows you how much I actually care about the NFL right now. They played.
I'll find it.
It's bugging me because I feel like I should know who they played, and I don't
Falcons.
remember. The Falcons, that's right. I knew I had something. Now, a lot came out this week about that.
I definitely knew that, by the way.
I knew it too, and I had a reason why I knew it, which I'll get to later, but I don't know why I forgot it in the moment. Probably because I was focused on trying to stay healthy here. A lot came out this week about this, in that, there's so much to unpack here, but some people are mad that Colin Kaepernick has an ad with Nike, even though he has had an endorsement deal with Nike for quite some time. Even though he has not had a job in the NFL, now going on another season, he has still been on Nike's roster of athletes who endorse their products. And they have him in this ad. People were really upset about this. Some people burning their Nikes. Some people cutting off the Nike logo in their socks. Idiots, because now how those socks going to stay up? And to people burning shoes, I still think you guys are idiots too, because you already gave Nike money.
Right. Yeah.
So now you burning it's not really protesting anything.
Right.
And I also would ask, what are you really so mad at? We already know. We've unpacked that.
Yeah.
But what was your reaction to all this and everybody's reaction around it? Oh, and I also might add, people who are mad thinking that Colin Kaepernick is now a sellout because he is doing this ad campaign with Nike. And also questioning, is Nike the person that should be doing this ad campaign? So there's all these questions swirling around this ad campaign. Is it that serious? Did you really care? How'd you feel about all this?
I thought it was great for him, obviously. But no, I thought it was great for him, honestly. I actually compared him to Joe Budden. Yeah.
Everything comes back to Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Or Freddie Gibbs.
I'm gonna explain why. So we remember Colin Kaepernick being at the height of his career when he was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL with the San Francisco 49ers, taking his team to the Super Bowl, things of that nature, right? And he was seen as one of those next guys at that position, one of the next big names in the league, whatever. Joe Budden, kind of the same thing. Went to Def Jam. He was seen as somebody that the company had a lot of investments in. He had Pump It Up. That was his big single. He had a successful debut album, and that went gold, Grammy nomination, whatever. Both became outcasts after that, right? So Joe Budden was independent for a while. Colin Kaepernick, he took the knee, and he ended up being outcasted from the league. Joe Budden outcasted from his label, right? So now circling back, Joe Budden starts a podcast. Colin Kaepernick starts a campaign, Know Your Rights campaign, based off of what he's done, taking a knee, and what he's done for, raising awareness for the injustices and things of that nature. Not the flag.
Yes.
Guys, this is not about the flag. And with Joe Budden, he started a podcast. and then he ended up finding Spotify. Colin Kaepernick found Nike. They both found what I feel like, yes, corporate organizations, but organizations that they feel like are invested in them and their message, and organizations where they didn't have to sign with them.
Now, here's the thing.
Colin Kaepernick didn't have to sign with Nike. I'm sure he got offers from other places and things of that nature also. Like just to do stuff for, raising awareness and continuing this fight.
There's a couple things I want to say here. I do think Colin Kaepernick probably had other offers. I'm not sure how many sneaker companies were running to get behind and make money with him, because I still think there's a bunch of sneaker companies that are probably afraid of what they think, or they believe in the same way that the NFL thinks that most of their fan base isn't going to rock with Colin Kaepernick. I think a huge part of the reason is maybe it's not even the fans. Some of it might just be the owners, but I think that exists there. I got to give Nike some credit in some way in saying that, like, hey, look, let me flip back to another thing you said.
And Colin Kaepernick doesn't have to play football anymore.
And I don't think he cares to. I think he would like to, but I don't think it's his priority right now.
It's much bigger than that, and there's something to be said for. I mean, yes, like I don't think getting the money cheapens his message. This was basically my point. I don't think Joe Budden getting the money from Spotify cheapens his overall message.
I understand that. I understand.
With Colin Kaepernick, I don't think getting the money cheapens his message. It's like, I mean, at some point, yeah, you should get paid for what you're trying to do.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But there's
and I think he sees them investing in him, and I don't think Kaepernick is lost without, integrity.
So here, two things, and to get to answer that, regarding the investing in him, I'm not so sure that Nike is investing in him in terms of that they are exactly down for his causes against the injustices that he's fighting. I'm not saying that they're also not. I'm just saying that Nike isn't going to invest in him unless they believe that they can make money.
Yeah, but I'm saying that he thinks that he feels that. I think he feels that way. I think he feels like they're invested in him. Otherwise, he wouldn't do it. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's without integrity.
Right. I'm also saying that even if Nike,
because Nike at the end of the day, that's a business. This is a business decision.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's my point. And
I agree.
They wouldn't do this if they weren't going to get money.
Right.
That doesn't make A, Nike bad. B, that also doesn't make Colin Kaepernick bad for taking the money, because if the money that he gets from this can be used to help fund his Know Your Rights campaign, a lot of the money that he's been taking and putting out of his own pocket. And it's not like Colin Kaepernick had 10 years in the NFL where he was earning so many millions of dollars. He earned some money, but he's not in that amazingly great earning tier.
Like Aaron Rodgers.
Right. This is what I've seen from some segment of people on social media, which was like, oh, well, he's a sellout because he's done this. And it's like, no. I think Jamel Hill wrote this in an article for The Undefeated that I read the other day, which was, there's no place in the Revolutionary Handbook that says that you can't get paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no place in saying that you can fight social injustices and you can't also make money. Yeah. It's funny how in America we like to promote in this capitalist society, oh, make your money, get your money on Proud Capitalist. But like, if you are against social issues, you're supposed to be broke.
Yeah. Then you got people. You got people like Jason Whitlock and Britt McHenry talking about how it cheapens his message just because he took money to do it. Like, in order to fund things.
Okay, so then why don't both of those people who get paid to speak and have a message about whatever it is, even though I don't agree with either of their messages.
Yeah, exactly.
Is their message cheapened because they have a salary?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to get paid for certain things. And it only makes a lot of sense. And he's not, like, granted, yes, he's taking a lot of money, but what do you want him to do?
Right.
Like, at some point.
It doesn't cheapen his message. It doesn't stop him from the work that he's doing. What I do find interesting, though, is that Nike realizes that Nike wouldn't do this if they wouldn't do this if they didn't think that they could get money, right? This couldn't be profitable for them.
Because why?
In some way, there's a lot of people that support and rock with Kaepernick and the issues that he's fighting for. I'm one of them. You're one of them. There are other people. There are people that are against that. They know that this could be profitable. And I'm sure there were other people that didn't want to touch Kaepernick in any kind of way. And they were scared. So Nike, is there some risk? Yeah, but if they didn't market test or they didn't see how this would go, or they didn't have other athletes on their own brand that would back him. Tiger said he liked to add. Serena has said like to add. LeBron has said, I'm not shocked at any of those people saying any of that, maybe Tiger to some degree, but the rest of those people, no, I wasn't shocked at that. So they knew that they were going to have all their other athletes behind this on this campaign. They know that, but if they knew that they could make money with Kaepernick, how come the owners of the NFL don't realize that they could make money with Kaepernick and also win with Kaepernick, or if teams, Kaepernick can still help a team, he's still be starting in the league, okay?
Did Michael Jordan say anything?
No, but I didn't expect him to.
I was expecting a statement, maybe a 2-sentence.
Why?
I support Cap. He's doing great things.
Why?
The end. I'm MJ.
No, because he Jordan is so much in his own brand that I didn't expect that for him to do it.
Exactly. That's my point.
But I even mean that literally, that he's his own brand and so separate from Nike, nobody looks at him at that. So
He's also kind of a dick. We can agree there.
Why? Why?
I just wanted to.
I think Jordan gets too much flack for being, he's not been this, he's not been that, he's not been this socially active. Like, you know what? A lot of people weren't in the 90s in that era. A lot of people were. I don't want to say the word afraid. A lot of people weren't empowered to do that.
I think he gets flack because he still wears 3XL pants.
Well, yeah. His fashion sense, woo. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
Anyway,
and yeah, so it's interesting. We'll get more into this Kaepernick stuff. We're going to take it to some hip hop right now. Actually, before we get to hip hop, let's get NFL season.
This will be brief.
Started, yeah, it'll be brief.
Do you care? No, me neither. All right, move on.
Listen, I care to some degree. Obviously, last year I did not watch a game. I didn't watch a single game.
Will you this year?
So, let's answer that. We're recording this. This is September 8th, Saturday. There's a very good chance
Week 1 begins tomorrow. Well,
yeah,
Week 1 began.
Week 1 began on Thursday.
Yeah.
But there's a chance tomorrow that I will be doing some work for Backpack Broadcasting that will take me to MetLife Stadium, and I will be there for the Giants-Jaguars opener. I will be there before the game doing something, so I will not be there for the game. However,
do I even know this? I don't think so.
No, because this just literally came about before we did the podcast. But I'll tell you about this.
All right, cool.
You will know if this goes down. You will know about this.
Wait. No, I know what it is. I can't say anything.
Yeah,
all right. That's a tease.
But people will know.
Yes.
My best friend.
Damn, I can't wait. All right,
best friend Anthony hit me up and he said, "Hey, you still not watching the NFL this year? What are you doing Sunday? We're gonna watch. You want to."
You want to watch Sam Darnold's first start? Huh?
He's a Giants fan, so I know he wants to watch a Giant game. So initially, I was supposed to take my daughter to the museum, but I'm not doing that, and so he's gonna come through, and we're just gonna chill and watch some games.
Okay.
Because my boy wants to chill, watch some games. It was just his birthday the other day. I'm like, all right, so I'll chill and watch some games. I'm not gonna be like, oh, we're friends, we can't watch the game. I'm not going to go to that.
Right.
I'm not actively watching my own time. If I'm in a bar or someplace, I'm not going to be like, oh, man, the NFL's
I'm not going to look that way.
Way.
I got you.
I'm not saying that coming your way because you're sick, but that's a whole nother thing. But, yes.
I'm the NFL?
Yeah, right now. Yeah, I'm staying away. Yeah, I'm staying away, man.
Jesus Christ.
But no, so I will watch if it's in that situation, but I'm not actively seeking to watch. I had no interest in watching Thursday night.
Oh, yeah. But I just don't, Thursday night games are usually pretty bad.
Yeah.
From what I read on Twitter, that was pretty bad.
I had zero interest in watching on Thursday night. I could care less.
I was watching Naomi Osaka and Serena Williams win their semifinals.
That's what I did.
I was there, actually.
While I was doing some other odd jobs.
Rather be there.
So the only reason I do have some interest again in the NFL is I was asked to play in a fantasy football league, which I did not do any of last year.
Okay.
But it's for money, and I said I'll do it. So I decided to play in the fantasy league. So
you should only play fantasy sports for money.
So I'm going to have some interest in it in that way.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm not really checking for the Jets. You did ask, am I curious about Sam Darnold's first start?
Are you legitimately? Because I feel like this might be the one, even though,
I'm not even. Somebody asked me that the other day. I'm not going there. I'm not saying anything like that. The last time I thought that, it was Mark Sanchez, and the next thing you know, he's fumbling the ball, running into another man's ass.
No.
So, no.
Well, you know what I had to say about that a couple of days ago. We talked about that at a different location, but yeah.
Yeah.
The Jets are the Jets. So
I'm not getting excited.
I thought Geno Smith was going to be pretty good.
There you go. That's all you need to say. You thought Geno Smith was going to be good. I thought Mark Sanchez was going to be good.
He's far more talented than Mark Sanchez was, in my estimation.
That's, looking back, definitely true.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I'm excited from the things I've been seeing. I did not watch a preseason game. I did watch some highlights. We'll see. That's kind of my attitude with it. We'll see. Not getting hyped. Not falling for the okie doke. That's it. Not really excited about the NFL, but I will have somewhat of interest. Look, I always keep my eyes on the news. We always have to keep ourselves informed.
Yeah.
But I'm not actively going on my way to watch games.
Yeah, I am interested to see if Le'Veon Bell plays this year.
Yo, that situation's real interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested in that from just a perspective of like, is he really going to sit out and try to preserve himself for a year?
But how did you feel about his offensive lineman coming out?
Yeah,
and sounding real angry about the fact that he's holding out. Usually, you don't hear players talk about other players holding out.
It was Ramon Foster, I think it was.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, I could see that either way. Like, I could see you having an issue about it because, like, teammate to teammate, you guys should probably handle that in house. But at the same time, he probably thinks Le'Veon is selfish. I'm sure he does. That's pretty much what he said. But at the same time, Le'Veon he's living up to his own standards of his own integrity. And he's trying to get paid, and Pittsburgh's not paying him, so he's taking a stand. And Ramon Foster is, I don't think he's wrong with what he's saying necessarily.
But Ramon Foster can't possibly understand because the offensive lineman will never have the chance to make the money that Le'Veon Bell makes. So I could understand.
I think he I agree. I think he just doesn't quite. I don't think he's wrong. I think he doesn't quite understand.
Yeah,
and I think with Le'Veon Bell, look, man, if you have that sort of power, exercise it. Like, that's really it. Like, if you're not getting what you want, you feel like you deserve more.
The only thing with Le'Veon Bell, Le'Veon Bell is betting on himself and his value, and I love him as a player.
He's probably the best player in the league.
But he's got to be worried. And, I want to see this guy succeed, too, because he's a pick guy.
Yeah.
You don't want James Conner to come in there and start tearing it up. Because if James Conner starts tearing it up, then the Steelers are going to be like, oh, well, we're good. We have this lower-cost option, and we're getting it done without you. That's kind of what he doesn't want to happen. I think Le'Veon Bell's all in his rights to do what he's doing. I don't understand the fans that are mad at him. I'll be honest, even if Le'Veon Bell was on the Steelers, the Jets, I wouldn't be mad at Le'Veon Bell. I'd be mad at the Jets for not getting it done. Le'Veon Bell, look at his production. He was underpaid for 4 years for many times before he was franchise tagged.
Many running backs are.
Yes, and that's another thing about his position matters. And in this position, you have such a short shelf life. He wants to get that security. I'm not mad at him. That doesn't make him selfish. It makes it's a business. It's business.
It's business, yeah.
That's it.
That's
business.
what it comes down to.
Yeah, but I'm very you know what? That is something to keep your eye on. Obviously not playing in week 1. We'll see, man. We'll keep the Le'Veon Bell watch. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out.
That's something I'm actually going to pay attention to this season. And, just to see what happens with certain protests and what they're going to do about that. Because I know Kenny Stills is keeping it going. And
see, Sunday, you could already be interested for week 1's going to be interesting in that regard. So we'll see.
I'll be at the U.S. Open watching the men's final.
There you go. All right, in the world of hip hop, I feel like a lot has happened.
We're not even gonna have time to get through all this.
We're not. But we're gonna try to get.
MGK killed Eminem.
Killed.
We'll start there.
Killed. That's strong.
I don't know about killed, but it was.
First of all, let's
great surprising diss track though.
Let's get back. Let's bring it back.
I'm sick of those sweatsuits too.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back for a second. You're really going in on people's fashion today.
I can't. I'm wearing joggers and a V-neck right now. I can't talk.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, then I can't talk.
The issue here is that you're sick. That's what's wrong.
Oh my God.
You're sick in sweatshirt. I'm sick of you being sick.
Wait till you see my next shirt.
Oh, Jesus. Eminem dropped a surprise album out of the blue. Nobody saw it coming.
Nobody asked for it either.
Damn.
Wait, but that was a layup for me.
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Look, he dropped this.
But legitimately, nobody.
He dropped the album. The album's called Kamikaze.
Especially after that last album.
If you've been under a rock, we both said here on this podcast, last album Revival, which dropped in December of last year, 2017.
Yeah.
We both thought that was trash. We thought it was awful. We did not like it. I never finished it after going through about 11 tracks, and I think I stopped there and I was like, yeah, I'm done.
I was disappointed when they played the Black Boy song at Barclays Center as the Nets were warming up.
Did they?
Yeah. That happened multiple times.
Oh, come on, Nets. It's a bad job.
Honestly.
It's a bad job.
Yeah. That song is terrible.
Was any
Quincy AC.
He was mouthing lyrics?
No. He was just shooting around.
Oh, okay. So they did it when nobody was on the court. Not saying that Quincy Acey is nobody like Quincy Acey. I'm just saying
But
there
it was
weren't
early.
any other players.
No, it was very early.
So they didn't do it when people were really in the arena.
Yeah, no, the
Okay.
dance team just
that's
walked
what I
off,
meant.
and Joe Harris is usually the first one there. Actually, Joe Harris was there another time, which I found very ironic.
That's very funny.
If you Google what Joe Harris looks like,
Right.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, he's going to like this song.
Oh my god. No, we like Joe Harris. So
No, I'm just saying they assumed that about Joe Harris. That's what I'm
just saying. I just want to clear that up. We like Joe Harris. So.
Yes. He dropped the album, Surprise. I got to it quicker than you did.
Yeah.
I listened to it.
You want to know when I finished Kamikaze? This morning.
Here are my thoughts. And I saw you tweet about it, but then I had tweeted something to you before that.
I said hashtag Kamikaze has no replay value.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Now, here's the thing. Brian just said the album has no replay value, and I'm going to tell you why I agree with Brian. Brian saying that the album has no replay value doesn't mean that I think that the album is bad. I don't think the album is bad.
Agree.
I think it is a much better improvement over what came out, the trash that was Revival.
Yeah.
However, this is an album where Eminem is extremely angry, which I understand some of his fan base likes. He's very angry. He's kind of basically telling you, you guys didn't get Revival, which I rolled my eyes at. No, we got it. It just wasn't good.
Yeah.
It wasn't that he was rapping good. He had not really good hooks. Production was meh. Subject matter seemed a little bit forced. Here he seemed angry. He's calling out other people in the industry. He's calling out other rappers that he doesn't like the way the game is growing, how everybody does the same flow, things that he's right about. And he's real angry, as I said in this album. But that's kind of the problem with the album that lends for me for it to not have that much replay value. It's because he's just angry. I don't want to listen to an album where somebody's just angry the whole time. Like, I wouldn't sit and listen to anybody if they were just angry the entire time. There are some songs where there's some great lyrical prowess. Oh, give me an album you listen to where somebody was angry the whole time. Go ahead.
Joe Budden, All I've Lost.
He wasn't angry the whole time. See, in that album, there were different moods as to. I agree, anger is definitely at the forefront of that album.
Yeah.
And frustration.
We're gonna get to Joe Budden in a second.
Label frustrations at the forefront of that album, right?
Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's coming from a much different place.
Exactly.
With Eminem, it's like what MGK said in that diss. What are you mad about? Like, you're Eminem. You have all these things, and what are you angry
mad
about?
Because people.
He's mad because he reads the comments section.
Because people said
that's what I take away from that album is that he really pays a lot of attention to what people are saying about him.
Okay, I mean, that's good if you respond, but make better music. Now, no.
And I'm spicy.
I'm not being spicy. I'm just saying you can be mad at anything. No, seriously, what I'm saying applies to anything in life.
Yeah.
You can be mad at anything, right? I could be like, I don't like that Astrid has a red shirt on. I mean, I could do something about it or not do something about it. I mean, I'm really not going to do anything about Astrid's shirt. I could, put dye in her shirt or something else. What I'm saying is if you don't like something you created, you don't like how something's going, how it's done, you have the opportunity to change your circumstance.
Yeah.
You can at least attempt to do that.
Yeah.
Now, I think he made an attempt to do it, but what I think that the album in a whole lacks, and I think this is what you're kind of going to as far as replay value, it lacks, it's a lot of just angry rap. There's not very many structured songs of really that have a lot of strong substance to it. There's some that do, but not a lot. It's few and far between. So while I think you could listen to the album and be like, wow, this is lyrically impressive, this is better than Revival, I'm not really, what am I really coming back to the album for?
Exactly. I like Joyner Lucas's verse a lot in that one song.
I actually like that song, period.
I wasn't crazy about the song with Royce da 5'9".
I like that.
After Royce da 5'9" stopped rapping.
I like that song. I didn't like necessarily where the beat switched after Remnant. I like the first beat. I love how they make fun of sort of Bad and Bougie in the hook. Yeah. I like that. I thought that was good, but
I'm like, what?
You sound not impressed.
Yeah, no, I'm not. And Eminem hasn't really impressed me since the Forever verse, which is in 2009. I was 15 years old, by the way.
You just love talking. You just love trying to show age disparity. Nobody cares.
That verse was great, but like it's a whole album of that. That's what this basically is. It's a whole album of that over and over and over. And here's the thing: I could listen to music that can sound a little bit repetitive. I'll give you an example. Freddie, for example, wasn't necessarily something that changed from song to song to song. The last project,
no, it didn't.
But the music sounds a lot better, and there's something to be said for that. The beats were a lot better. The flows were a lot better. Eminem's flow has been annoying for a long time. His voice has been annoying for a long time since Relapse, when he was doing I don't even want to
changing
get
the
there.
voice
Yeah.
inflections and stuff
So
like
it's
that.
just like it's not even that the music isn't great and that he's angry with not much to say other than he's angry, but like he's annoying, and I don't want to hear something that's gonna annoy me all the time. Do you think I listen to? Never mind.
Yeah, I know where you were going with that. I know exactly where you're going. He was going to, folks, if you don't know, he was going to mention Freddie Gibbs.
No, wait, what?
Oh, that's not where you were going to go?
No.
I thought this was, I was wrong.
No.
Must be the
I was going to
sickness.
say something I'm annoyed by, but I'm not even going to mention their name. But it's okay.
But, okay, so anyway,
Awkwardly.
some of the points that you're making, we're running out of time here, but Machine Gun Kelly came back at Eminem with a diss track, which Bryan said at the beginning of this conversation he thought was very good. I thought it was pretty good too. I'm not a fan of Machine Gun Kelly, but I thought as a diss track it was not bad at all. But then where things got really spicy was on Joe Budden's podcast, which I found highly entertaining this week. Now, we just literally talked about how we didn't like a rapper who pretty much was venting and angry the entire album, but you know who was venting and angry his entire podcast? Joe Budden. And you know what?
It's different. The music is better. And so is the
It had nothing to do with music. It wasn't. And you know what? Joe Budden wasn't angry the entire podcast because he had definitely highs and lows, and there was humor mixed in between.
Yeah.
Because that's what you need. You need that balance. I think that's the point I'm saying. He vented on some things about his label situation with Slaughterhouse being under Shady Records and his relationship with Eminem, and he vented, and it came from this extremely passionate place, and I found it extremely entertaining.
I listened to Slaughterhouse again after that.
I had planned to do that, and I didn't do that.
I hear it differently now. I do hear it a little bit differently now. And I mean, but he said it was originally a diss on that podcast, but it's still like, if you listen to it with the ear of, okay,
of knowing more of the context?
Of knowing now,
yeah,
and knowing that, okay, this is intended to be a diss record up until the end where he's like, you know, kind of like complimenting him and things like that, then it kind of gives you some more perspective into what was going on at that time. And I remember even back then, like, if I think, you know, as hip hop heads, we expected a lot out of Slaughterhouse that we didn't get.
Yep.
And we feel like their best stuff was probably before they got with Shady, or when they were doing things like, you know, rapping over Premier beats, like they did that one song on the Creed soundtrack. Yep. I mean, not Creed, Southpaw soundtrack.
Southpaw. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and they really got out of their lane. Like, the album Our House was not great. And I do remember Joe Budden being removed from certain songs, like the very intro song, which I think was called Our House, and it was depressing. And that's Joe Budden at that time.
Like, that's his kind of.
You know what I mean? Like, and the beat and everything. Like, I remember him being removed from some songs at that point. So then I was like, okay, you know, like, hearing him on the podcast, I've really understood what he was saying. I agree with a lot of what he was saying, except for the industry stuff. I don't know. Like, I don't know any of that stuff until he says it. And when he says that, I don't have a reason to think he's lying. I found it very eye-opening, and I think he killed Eminem. And I think he would kill Eminem. When he said that, Eminem fans really took exception to him saying that he's been better than Eminem for a effing decade. But he has. And you know what?
He's made better music.
I'll go even further. I will take Joe Budden's entire discography, and I'll compare it to Eminem's entire discography. I think Joe Budden's is better.
I don't disagree.
Eminem has more bad albums than good albums.
You're going to get a lot of flame just because of how Eminem is perceived in rap culture. And to some degree, I think lyrically amazing in terms of album-wise. I don't think it's as impressive, and I think that criticism is fair. I would be here for a Joe Budden Eminem battle. I don't know about you. You be here for that? Because I'd definitely be here for that.
That's what I want.
But
I want Joe Budden to come out of retirement.
But what Joe Budden said is, like, M has to come at him directly with a song, and then.
Well, a good song, not just a song, a good song.
And then he would respond. I'd be here for that.
Yeah.
But we're out of time for this episode of the Ain't Hard to Tell podcast, episode 42, the anniversary episode.
And the Jackie Robinson
episode. We're going to wrap it up by saying, again, it's been a great first year. Please continue to support us. You can check out merchandise on our TeePublic store. You can support us on Patreon to get some exclusive content. We appreciate your support. Thanks for listening to episode 42 of the Ain't Hard to Tell podcast. We'll be back with more, so stay tuned with us. Peace, guys.